You walk into the grocery store and everything feels more expensive. Milk costs more. Eggs feel like a luxury. Fresh produce looks beautiful, but your wallet says, not today. And you're standing there doing mental math, wondering how to feed your family without draining your bank account. This isn't just about food. This is about survival, health, and financial pressure. Millions of Americans are already stretched thin by rent, gas, insurance, and medical bills. Now, the government just changed the food pyramid in 2026, and what you're supposed to eat, buy, and budget for may officially look very different than it did even a year ago. Here's the real question. Will this make healthy eating cheaper or even more expensive for you? Because this update doesn't just affect nutrition labels and school lunches. It affects your grocery bill, your kids' meals, your long-term health costs, your monthly budget. And if you ignore this update, you could be wasting money or hurting your health without realizing it. So stay with me because what's coming next might surprise you. This is about your life, your family, and your future. The old food system was failing you. Let's be honest, the old food pyramid confused a lot of people. You were told to eat more grains, limit fats, avoid certain foods, and somehow magically stay healthy, even as diabetes, obesity, heart disease, and food allergies exploded across the country. The problem wasn't just bad advice, it was outdated science mixed with corporate influence. For years, ultra-processed foods became cheaper than fresh food. Healthy options felt premium instead of normal. Portion sizes grew while nutrition quality dropped. Families were forced to choose between cost and health. You didn't fail the system failed you. Busy parents don't have time to decode nutrition labels. Seniors on fixed incomes can't afford specialty foods. Working families need meals that are affordable, fast, and filling. And meanwhile, school lunches followed outdated guidelines. Food marketing confused kids and adults. Healthcare costs climbed because poor nutrition leads to chronic illness. So the government finally admitted something big. The pyramid needed a reset. But here's the twist. This update doesn't just change what you eat. It changes how food is priced, marketed, and prioritized nationwide. And that's where things get interesting. Why this change affects your money immediately. Anytime the government changes nutrition guidelines, the ripple effect hits fast. Food companies reformulate products. Grocery stores adjust shelf space. Schools change menus. Healthcare programs update recommendations. And prices start shifting, sometimes quietly. That means your weekly grocery bill may change without you even noticing why. Here's how it impacts you directly. Demand shifts can raise or lower prices on certain foods. School lunch menus influence what kids want at home. Insurance wellness programs may adjust incentives. Food brands will rebrand healthy products aggressively. If a food suddenly becomes recommended, demand spikes. Prices can rise. If a food falls out of favor, discounts appear. Smart shoppers who understand the shift early can save real money. Families who ignore it may accidentally overspend or buy foods that no longer match updated health guidance. This isn't fear, it's strategy. Because when national guidance changes, the food economy moves with it, and your wallet is caught in the middle. But wait, what exactly changed in 2026? That's where the real story begins. What actually changed in the 2026 food pyramid? The new 2026 food pyramid focuses less on rigid food groups and more on real-world eating patterns. Instead of telling you what to avoid, it emphasizes whole foods over processed foods, hydration and portion awareness, balanced energy instead of calorie obsession, long-term health sustainability. The biggest shift? Quality matters more than quantity now. Rather than pushing massive grain intake or demonizing fats, the pyramid now encourages fiber-rich vegetables and fruits, promotes healthy fats in moderation, reduces emphasis on refined carbs, highlights protein diversity, not just meat. It also recognizes something important. Americans eat on budgets, schedules, and cultural habits. So flexibility matters. This update isn't about perfection. It's about smarter consistency. And while that sounds simple, the ripple effects across food pricing, school meals, and marketing could be huge. But here's where it gets personal. How does this affect your grocery cart tomorrow? Let's break it down. Your grocery bill. What may get cheaper or more expensive? Every guideline change shifts demand, and demand controls pricing. Here's what could trend differently. Fresh produce demand may rise. Nuts, seeds, and healthy oils may increase in price. Refined carbs could face reduced demand. Protein variety may expand beyond traditional meats. If demand rises faster than supply, prices climb, but smart shoppers can adapt by buying seasonal produce, using frozen alternatives, choosing store brands over premium labels, watching weekly promotions carefully. The biggest mistake people make? Buying health labels instead of real nutrition. A product labeled organic, keto, or superfood doesn't always mean better value or better health. Your wallet wins when you buy ingredients, not marketing. And once you understand the new pyramid logic, your grocery decisions become more strategic instead of emotional. But groceries are only one piece of this puzzle. What about your kids and schools? School meals and children. Why this matters for families. School nutrition programs often follow national guidelines closely. That means cafeteria menus will evolve. Portion balance may shift. Ingredient sourcing may change. Nutrition education could be updated. Your kids will start seeing different foods at school, which shapes their habits at home. This matters because kids influence grocery purchases. Taste preferences form early. Long-term health patterns begin in childhood. Parents may notice requests for new food options, reduced interest in sugary snacks, curiosity about healthier alternatives. This is an opportunity, not a burden. Families who align home meals with school nutrition standards can reduce food waste, save money through consistency, build healthier routines naturally. But there's a deeper layer here: healthcare costs. And this is where the real financial impact shows up long term. Healthcare costs, the hidden financial connection. Poor nutrition is expensive. It leads to doctor visits, prescriptions, chronic disease management, lost productivity, emotional stress. Food choices today become medical bills tomorrow. The updated pyramid aims to reduce long-term healthcare burden by encouraging preventive nutrition. Insurance companies, employers, and wellness programs may begin offering incentives for healthier food choices, adjusting nutrition education programs, promoting preventative care strategies. That could eventually mean lower premiums for healthier behavior, reduced medical costs over time, fewer chronic disease risks. This isn't just about eating better. It's about financial protection. But here comes the suspense. Because there's one unexpected wait for it moment most people aren't talking about, and it could change how you shop forever. Marketing is about to explode. Here's the part nobody tells you. When guidelines change, companies rush to profit. Expect a massive wave of new healthy products flooding shelves. You'll see rebranded packaging, new buzzwords, influencer marketing, premium pricing, confusing claims. Some products will genuinely improve quality. Others will simply change labels and raise prices. Your job as a smart consumer is to separate truth from hype. If you blindly follow marketing trends, your grocery bill will inflate fast. But if you understand the actual pyramid principles, whole foods, balance, moderation, you can avoid overpriced traps. This moment will reward educated shoppers and punish impulsive buyers. And that brings us to the most important question. What should you actually do next? Practical steps you can take right now. Let's make this simple and actionable. Here's how you protect your wallet and health. Plan meals weekly instead of impulse shopping. Focus on whole ingredients over packaged meals. Compare unit prices, not brand hype. Use frozen produce when fresh is expensive. Cook simple meals instead of complex recipes. Small consistency beats perfection. You don't need fancy superfoods. You need affordable balance. Even small changes, like swapping refined carbs for whole foods a few days a week, compound into major savings and health benefits over time. This is how families regain control over food spending and wellness. But we're not done yet. because this shift impacts food policy, retailers, and even job markets. Let's zoom out. The bigger economic ripple effect. Food guidelines influence agriculture production, manufacturing priorities, retail distribution, advertising spending, supply chain investments. When demand shifts, entire industries adjust. Farmers may plant different crops, manufacturers reformulate recipes, retailers adjust shelf space. This creates both opportunity and volatility. Prices may fluctuate short term before stabilizing. Consumers who stay informed adapt faster and save more. This is why awareness matters, not panic. The more you understand the direction of change, the smarter your decisions become. And that brings us back to you. How does this shape your future, your family's long-term food strategy? Think beyond next week's grocery trip. Ask yourself, what habits am I teaching my kids? How much am I spending monthly on food? How often do we eat out versus cook? Are we wasting food regularly? The new pyramid encourages sustainable routines, not short-term dieting. That means cooking more at home, reducing waste, smarter portion control, better ingredient awareness. This creates lower food costs over time, improved health outcomes, more energy and focus. Reduced medical risk. Food becomes an investment, not a stress point, but only if you stay intentional, which leads to the next important factor. Information overload. Avoiding confusion and misinformation. Social media will explode with conflicting advice. One influencer says cut carbs, another says eat only plants, another sells supplements. Noise creates confusion, and confusion leads to bad decisions. Your anchor should always be simplicity, whole foods balance, budget awareness. Don't chase extremes. Don't fall for miracle claims. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Stay grounded in common sense nutrition and financial discipline. That's how you protect yourself from manipulation. Now let's bring this all together. What you really need to remember. Let's recap. The food pyramid changed to prioritize balance and real food. Grocery pricing may shift as demand changes. Marketing will intensify. Stay smart. Schools and healthcare will adapt. Your habits determine your financial and health outcomes. This isn't about fear. It's about awareness and preparation. You're not powerless, you're informed, and informed people make better decisions. But the story doesn't end here, because food policy continues evolving, which means staying updated matters more than ever. Why staying informed protects your future. Every year brings changes, economic shifts, policy updates, pricing trends, health guidelines. People who ignore these changes pay more over time. People who track them save money, reduce stress, make smarter choices, protect their families. Information is financial power, and your ability to adapt keeps you ahead, not behind. That's why staying connected to reliable updates matters, because what affects your food affects your finances. And that brings us to the final message. Your grocery cart tells the story of your future, your health, your energy, your finances, your family's well-being. The 2026 Food Pyramid Update isn't just a chart, it's a signal that change is happening whether we're ready or not. You can ignore it, or you can use it to your advantage. Stay informed, stay proactive, stay empowered. If this breakdown helped you understand how this change affects your wallet and your family, make sure you like this video, subscribe for future updates, turn on notifications, share this with someone who shops for their family, because the smarter you stay today, the stronger your financial future becomes tomorrow. And remember, your health is wealth, your knowledge is power, your choices shape your future.